Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dumbass Podcast. I am Winter.
I am Zach Goldpickman.
And I am Glitchmaster FaZe.
Now then, today we are going to be talking about how we would get away with murder. By the way, FBI, this is a joke, also known as a bit.
Yes.
We do not in any way condone actual murder if it is not in any way justified by laws that you still haven't put into motion.
Yeah, sounds about right. I came up with this idea for a topic, because, alright, so hear me out. Because I'm in summer school at the moment. There's this friend I have, who shall not be named, because I just met him and I don't remember his name. So he's we had this conversation, like, what's the best way to discard of a body so you don't get caught? Then he goes on to say, pulled a fucking Leatherface, and he's like, so what you gotta do is you gotta cut it up, drain the blood, but you gotta put it in a meat grinder. These are his words, not mine. You gotta put it in a meat grinder, season it and everything, and then serve it to people. I'm like, what the fuck, are you in Leatherface's family to shit?
I think he was also referencing Wrong Turn there, because they also eat people.
Well, yeah, but Leatherface is more known because they actually make it into food.
I mean, I've also considered turning people into hamburgers, but
Okay, so I feel like there becomes a certain point where cannibalism is justified if you're trying to survive. I'm not saying I'd eat a human if my life depended on it, but I'm also not saying I wouldn't. Anyways, there's a lot to be... Zach was saying, like, how much can we do for this? I'm like, unfortunately, there's a lot of things I know about. There are so many ways that you could discard of a body.
I was wondering if we were just going to be talking about the murder or if we were going to be doing a certain other topic included, but that'll be next week, I guess.
Yeah. Because, like, what do you guys think would be... Well, and also, like, for the topic of could we get away with murder, I feel like it also just kind of boils down to who did we kill and what's their significance as a person. You know? Because if it's, like, a celebrity or something, people are gonna, like, get, like, suspicious, like, where the fuck did they go? If it's just some random person, I feel like it's gonna be less of a chance that they're gonna be missed.
Well, here's the thing. Typically, if I have killed someone, it will most likely be because, one, they tried to cross me out in the streets, or two, they broke into my house.
Yeah. The fucking day that someone breaks into our house, holy shit, like, they will not be prepared.
They will regret their life.
We just put them in a fucking saw trap with Monk as the puppet.
Oh, no.
That's hell.
Anyway.
Logan, that's fucked up.
I know.
Anyway.
It's funny, though.
Anyway, how would I... Well, given that in the future our main idea is to have like a shared warehouse.
Yeah.
And we were also thinking of having a courtyard. You might see where this is going.
Yeah.
They will become the latest fertilizer for our plants.
Yeah, I remember you saying something like this once. Yeah, you guys should see Nate's face. He's just, like, so fucking confused about all this.
What?
His two murderous best friends, and then he's just here like,
What the fuck are you even talking about?
You don't know, human fertilizer. What? You don't get it, Shindu.
How do you fertilize a body?
Very many ways. There's so many ways to discard of a body.
I know, but some of them aren't that good.
What were you saying, Zach?
I will kill people. I don't care.
When you hit that level of fuck it, man, you're not to be messed with. If you guys had, we're not gonna say names because I'm not actually trying to get put on a list here, bit or not, like,
yeah.
Like, I was gonna ask who would you kill, but we're not gonna go down that road. If you guys had to kill someone that you legitimately hated, what do you think? Like, alright, so, like, in theory, this is the person you hate the most. Like, no names, but just picture the person you hate the most. How would you kill them? Anyone want to go first?
Okay, well, the person I hate the most is someone I see on pretty daily basis, and well, the way they'd go down is probably, well, they just overstep the line thinking they're tough shit, and then I just beat them.
Yeah. Nate, how about you?
Honestly, now that I look back, the person that I used to hate, I hopefully they have changed their ways, and honestly, I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
But back when I used to see him like every other weekend.
Mm-hmm.
My God, I was so fucking pissed at him. I created I had an idea, a sick, twisted idea in my brain that was just so insane that I couldn't really pull it off.
What was it?
While they're sleeping, I turn on the gas on the stove, and I basically let the whole house fill with gas, and I just throw a match in there on like the carpet or some shit like that. It was so fucking crazy.
Damn.
I've also had dreams of shooting him in his sleep and suffocating him in his sleep, but now that I don't have to deal with him anymore, I honestly don't have those thoughts anymore.
Well, that's good, at least.
And honestly, I really don't want to hate anyone. Yeah. I can dislike them, but I don't want to hate them. Hating them means you want them to die.
Yeah.
So really, I don't hate anyone so far. Really, the closest I have to hating is you.
Wow.
But even then, I don't hate you.
Wow.
I don't know. You just seem like a total narcissistic douchebag.
It's because I am.
And when you flat out admit it, it makes it even worse. Like, if you haven't seen my channel in the past, he actually recently commented about himself in my older videos where, like I can understand the whole Gigabyte hurting his brain. That probably hurts it literally and literally, physically and literally and theoretically.
Yeah.
I swear I'm gonna go to Crackneck Canyon. What's the word I'm looking for? Physically and metaphorically, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because he actually did play Gigabyte, and
God, that character was such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's like, to be honest, if we actually did plan on bringing him back, I would be the perfect role because I usually am so hopped up on energy right now.
I want nothing to do with that character.
I'm like Mr. Grumpy over here.
I want nothing to do with that character. Anyways, but
Listen, man.
What were you saying?
What? What are you gonna say?
Listen, if I'm like on the verge of dying, I'm just gonna say, nah, screw it. God's gonna send down an angel, and they're gonna be like, listen, man, you're dying. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not. See you in 30 years.
Damn. Power move. Uno reverse card. Well, my way of the person I hate is quite literally super fucked up. Because I believe in the act of torture. And I'd like to see them suffer as long as possible before they just outright die. So that includes tying them up, chopping off parts of their limbs, just stabbing them in places that aren't lethal but will make them bleed, cutting off parts of their flesh, just hearing their screams of pain.
Jeez, you're like Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs.
God, it's legal reasons. This is a joke. But I would just love to see them suffer. Watch the life drain from their eyes. as they beg
Legal
for
reason-
mercy.
For legal reasons, this is a joke. For anecdotal reasons, it's not.
Yeah. But anyways, that's my method. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want to see my enemies die that badly.
I do.
I just want to kill them quickly.
Nah, that's
Listen,
no fun.
listen, man. Listen, man. There are just some people in the world who need to suffer.
Yeah.
Because I've never killed anyone in my
Moment to
life.
think about, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if I had to see someone suffer, I'd be fucking traumatized.
Yeah.
I would probably just end up crying, and like a lot of times you wouldn't actually see me cry, at least on camera right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait,
I will literally.
Oh, Nate just had a mental breakdown mid.
okay, as you were saying.
I will literally. Listen, man, if someone, like, crosses me on the street or something, I won't hold back. They think they're tough shit. I'm gonna crush their windpipe, man.
Yes.
Honestly, I always bring a knife with me every time I go out.
I do too.
I'm gonna start carrying, once we start, like, actually making money, I'm gonna carry those freaking wristbands where all you have to do is, like, do a motion with your hand and they just shoot a freaking fireball. I'm gonna do that in people's faces if they try to.
I hope one day, if we were to get any sponsor, I would want it to be Blade City.
Blade City.
Because here's the thing, like, they wouldn't even, like, theoretically, it'd be nice if they paid us for the ad, but, like, they wouldn't even need to because we just buy their shit anyways.
What?
We're talking about, Blade City. It's a place that has a bunch of weapons.
Oh, right, he showed me that. He showed me some weapons.
Yeah, it's where a lot of my weapons come.
Yeah.
Like his own Joker set of bladed cards.
Yeah. And his fucking, like, taser stun gun.
He has one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
By the way, it's very powerful. Like, listening to the thing in person sounds like you will die.
It's fucking
It sounds like you're
super
about to
scary.
die.
But back to the topic at hand, like, what do you think would be, like... So if you had to kill someone, what do you think would be the most discreet way of doing it? Like, if you genuinely didn't want anyone to find out, like, what do you think would be, like, you know, like, least amount of blood, like, easiest way to dispose of it? Like, what do you think would be the easiest way to, like, do it discreetly?
Well, that depends on the setting.
True.
Like, what's the setting here?
So, say, let's pull a yandere. Say it's in a school, but it's not incredibly crowded. It's in, like, a big school. Like, think of, like, Barbara Ingram.
Yeah, but, like, not like there's not like everywhere you turn you'll see a person.
Yeah.
Well, if I had to say, I think like in a school, like in a school that's similar to like the school. The school is designed in a similar way to the school I went to.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to do it, because there's a lot of floors, but each floor is like kind of small.
Yeah.
So the best way to do it would be you catch them in the staircase because there's like no cameras.
Yeah.
And what you do is you like pull it out, you hit them with it, and once they're down, and like when you're ready to like intersect them, make sure everything you're using, you don't leave any fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave any DNA on the scene.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought pushing them down the stairs was a good idea.
Yeah,
because like
but there's not a
they could end up snapping their
guarantee.
neck.
There's not a guarantee that that'll kill them.
But
Yeah.
there's also There's also but also there's like several sets of stairs that you could just like follow them down and then throw them again.
Yeah, true. True.
Theoretically, if I was just so done with someone at my own school that I decided your life is not worth it anymore, then that's probably the way I'd do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they picked a fight with me first, then I'd probably just like give them the hands to the point where they probably wouldn't be able to move right on the spot.
Yeah. I know one way I do it in a school setting, which is still incredibly fucked up, is convince them to come to the roof, right? Write a fake suicide note and then push them off the roof. And leave the note up top. That's what I got. I'm a little dark, okay?
It's almost like this topic is actually gruesome, and people probably shouldn't be thinking about it as much as they do.
No. I'm probably gonna, just in the description, you may not want to watch this one.
Here's the thing, it's all fun and games until you actually start thinking about it realistically.
True. Well, I just have, like, I both have a dark sense of humor, and, like, I make horror films, so I kind of think about these things and then interpret them into, like, the kills in, like, a horror film that I make, so, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I find it really difficult to actually make any wisecracks during this podcast, because it's kind of a very serious...
Yeah. Or Nate, what would be your way? Because we haven't talked about it yet. And then after you say, I got another question for this.
Honestly, you can just say the question, because this is honestly way too disturbing even for me, who is all about dark humor.
Yeah.
Since he's apparently the merciful type, I imagine he'd be the guy to just, like, flip a lethal poison into someone's lunch.
Yeah, probably. So, we all know there's a lot of, like, quote-unquote famous serial killers out there. I wouldn't go as far to say they're famous, but, you know, well, everyone knows them.
Infamous.
Yeah, that's a better word. Who do you think was, like, not the most, but one of the most fucked up? Because I'm gonna go with fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, because of just everything he did.
I was gonna say that. Actually, no, I was thinking about Ted Bundy, actually.
Yeah.
He's all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I don't spend time researching serial killers.
The only reason I did is because it was for a school project where we had to do like a historical figure, and I even asked my teacher, can I do a serial killer? They're like, yeah, because it's you, yeah. Because they knew like I'm obsessed with like horror shits. They specifically said, yeah, since it's you, go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
What great teachers.
Yeah, he's a good teacher. I love him. Then there's the debate about like Charles Manson, because people are like, well, he didn't technically kill anyone. That's like the fucking people that like say, oh, Jigsaw's not a serial killer. He doesn't kill anybody. Holding a gun to someone's head. Holding a gun to someone's head and forcing them to pull the trigger is still murder. It's a quote directly from Saw. But it stands up, like, because he's like, he got all, like, his, like, I don't know, minions to do that shit. Like, he's still a serial killer.
He still put them in the trap.
Yeah.
And, the response to that quote, because a police officer said that to him, his response to forcing someone to pull the trigger is still murder. Uh-huh. His response to that to a police officer's face was, since when was force a problem for you?
The Saw movies are fucked.
Yeah, I probably couldn't watch them just to how disturbing they are.
The new one I saw, like, I was worried it wasn't going to be good because it was, like, a different, like, turn of events and, like, really different from past Saw movies. No, I really enjoyed it. What?
You showed me a scene from that
Yeah.
film, didn't you? Wasn't it like the trailer?
Yeah, I did. I sent you the...
Also,
trailer.
that voice is uncanny.
Yeah,
it
the
sounds
new Jigsaw
almost
voice.
like you. It sounds like you could do that easily.
I can.
Also,
What were you saying?
I was gonna say something, but then I remembered you had like a question. Did you ask that yet, or am I just being
No, the question was like, who's like the most fucked up serial killer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a little amnesia attack here.
No, you're good.
Okay, so let's change the pace a little bit. Let's say instead of talking about all this gritty, realistic stuff, let's say you could like construct a very creative and superficial way of killing someone by like the snap of your fingers. Like, for example, we have a very particular character by the name of Mr. Monk. He once killed someone by dropping a nuke composed of dark matter and literal shit onto them.
Yeah. So like when you ask this question, like anything is possible.
So like if you could like just by the snap of your fingers construct a very superficial way of killing someone, how would you do it? Because
that's a good one.
Because monks is obviously, just make a nuke of dark matter and shit. But like, how would you do it if you could just like magically construct this superficial way of killing someone?
I have a really odd one, but it's based off of like a dream that I had not too long ago. So I would put them in like, okay, so you know how baseball fields are like, well, you know how a baseball field is.
Yeah. Yeah, diamond shaped.
Yeah, and like
usually it's crowds.
I'm talking like a stadium, so it's like fully like enclosed.
Yeah, there's like a crowd everywhere.
Yeah. All of those like the exits would be locked, there'd be a roof over it, so there's no way to get out. The person would be right in the middle, the lights would be on, blaring way brighter than necessary. And I would get like whatever this person's like most afraid of, like the top 10 things he's most afraid of would be there and also trying to kill him. And it would be broadcasted live. I don't know. I have a fucked up mind.
That's pretty good. That's like horror game-esque.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like horror movies that like Japanese horror movies that have been popping up like death games. Like there was one where it's like I forget what it's called, but like childhood games like turned like into things that are trying to kill you in a classroom. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit. But also in the dream, there was this giant Jack-in-the-Box that every 10 seconds would just like, or like more like every like other minute would just pop out, and if you were under it, would just bite your head off. I don't know, something about Jack-in-the-Boxes have always been terrifying to me. That's the original jump scare. Changed my mind.
You showed me something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, we made a video together. We were in the mall.
Yeah.
We wound up a music box that had like Venom in it or something.
Yeah.
And like I tried to make a perfectly cut scream, but it didn't work properly.
Yeah.
Now, for my answer, mine's not necessarily like, it seems theoretically possible.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of like two different situations, like a Home Alone situation and Saw 2, where like it's like an escape room situation, and there's traps everywhere. Like you got to look in specific drawers, or like different machinery parts that don't work a specific way.
There's a movie like called Escape Room that's a horror movie that's exactly that.
And there are traps everywhere. One of the traps was inspired by Home Alone, where you go into this room that's like pitch black, and when you turn on when you go to turn on the lights, turns out the switch that you pull down is fake, and like I guess like an anvil drops on your head or something like that's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah. They're making another one of those, like, this year.
The Escape Room?
Yeah, it's a sequel. It comes out this year.
Honestly, I never actually been to a real escape room.
That's something we should do, like, for a video.
Honestly, I'm kind of afraid of escape rooms. I've never, like, the fear of no escape is, like, one of the worst possible ways to die.
I've been to an escape room. It actually wasn't, like, a horror-themed one. Well, it was, like, undertoned horror. It was, like Dracula's castle or whatever. It wasn't that scary, but I've been to an escape room. They're so fucking fun.
Honestly, whenever...
I feel like we should do that for a video, like, contact an escape room and then go there and, like, see if they'll let us, like, film it, like, the Redacted channel did. Who shall not be named. Because they are gone.
So, theoretically, yes, your whole escape room plot, not only does that sound like just a fun way to trap people, but again, it falls under the same line. Like, if you could just create anything, like, with the snap of your finger, then yeah. I could see that. I would still be like, as for me, my superficial way of ending somebody would still involve me basically directly confronting them, but the superficial part is me. Yeah, I've kind of described this kind of monstrosity to Logan before, but okay, so all of you at home, or wherever you just podcast, I don't know, maybe you work at like a thrift store or something, I don't know, but like maybe you're listening to this as like a hotel desk clerk, because like they have
maybe you're
stuff.
A serial killer listening to this while you chase someone down, and this is the perfect episode.
No,
for
you could be a bridge dweller for all you know. For all we know.
Either way.
Okay, so imagine this. So like we all know how Slender Man kind of looks, like how he has the things on his back, like the tendrils.
Yeah.
Tentacles.
So, well, I say tendrils because the word tentacles has been ruined by the internet.
Yeah, you know what? Fair point.
So, imagine the tendrils, but just like a bit thicker. Like I don't know, say like the width of the average human arm.
All right.
And at the end of each of them, like a hand that looks like the Floor Master from Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Just not bad.
I thought it was the Wall Masters.
Same thing, bro.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Terrifying, but not a bad idea.
Yeah, like they basically just look like realistic, decayed hands, but like those at the end of like long tendrils coming out of my back, I'm like a super mutant, and I'm just like confronting people like this, like in this horrific form.
I imagine you'd have about the same strength as Mr. X.
Who?
Mr. X. Resident
How
Evil.
is that?
Resident Evil.
Bruh. Mr. X, the Tyrant from Resident Evil 2.
I don't remember. Like, I haven't heard of Resident Evil. Well, I know what Resident Evil is. I just never seen the main villain yet. He does sound familiar.
There's no main villain in like arguably the main villain in all of Resident Evil is Wesker.
Yeah. True.
But like each game typically just has its own antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, my point across this is he's really fucking strong.
Yeah. Nathaniel, if you should honestly just look up you should look up some compilations of Mr. X on a YouTube. The guy can literally take grenades to the face and does not flinch at all.
Mm-hmm. He's also very persistent.
Also, kind of reminds me of SCP-096. He's a creepy bastard.
Just imagine a dude who has the skin complexion of wet paper, and he's built about as much as the Hulk.
Yeah. He's also got a badass trench coat.
Honestly, creepy hand. I could honestly handle just want the ability to turn into monsters, bro.
That'd be cool.
Honestly,
I wanna be like the hand demon. I wanna be like a Resident Evil tyrant. I wanna be it all, man.
Yo, that'd be fucking
I mean, you already got half of that down, cause you look fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I want to be the goddamn Ender Dragon.
I'm not a huge fan of you guys know Stranger Things, right? At least know of it.
Yeah. The only thing I really know about Stranger Things is those weird plant things.
I'm not a huge fan of Stranger Things whatsoever, but the main monster, the Demogorgon, which I think you're talking about, I think is a dope-ass monster, and I'd like to turn into that.
I don't know why
I don't know.
I don't know why I was about to call Melissa.
I'd probably turn into Circus Baby. Just to fuck with people. Anyways, back to the murder.
You just made that sound weirder than it should.
I would turn into a buff version of Monk. That's fucking murder in itself, just looking at that shit.
Stop it!
It's just a huge, buffed up Monk. That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, Mr. X, but Monk.
Yes. That's fucking terrifying.
Logan,
he just has like a longer version of his jacket.
You're gonna make me literally go to Crackneck Canyon again. Stop. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back.
So scary.
I wanna be the water wraith.
What is that again?
Oh goodness. It's like some sort of amphibious creature made out of water. It was from like Pikmin 2, I think it was.
Oh, I got you.
Or is that the original Pikmin?
Just turns into Cthulhu.
Oh, Pikmin 2. It's basically just a giant. It's like a giant humanoid. Like, imagine you combine like a humanoid figure with a frog. That's basically what it is, but made of water, and it rides around on like these stone rollers.
Gotcha. Imagine you just turned into Cthulhu.
The reason why the water wraith is terrifying is because unlike every other boss, water wraith follows you throughout the entire dungeon, and you can fend it off.
Oh, fun.
Trevor Conroy raged the hell out of that boss.
The dungeon it's the boss of is also just very creepy, out of place. And the music is very tense.
Gotcha.
It's like something right out of Jaws.
Gotcha.
But like, I want to turn into monsters. I want to be Slender Man Hand Edition. I want to be
Slender
Mr.
Hand.
X. I want to be
the Hander Man.
That sounds weird. Sounds like a porn name, to be honest.
No, the Hander Man is just a guy who follows you to give you something.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can see that. That's
like,
way better than what I thought of.
He stalks. No, here's the thing. Handerman will stalk you through the forest. You'll be like scared for your life. But the moment he has you cornered on the back porch of your house because you locked the back door and didn't bring your keys, he just hands you like a freaking Big Mac.
That's so fucking douchey, and I love it.
Like, here you go.
I'm just imagining not so Slender Man. He's just fat.
He chases you through the woods. You're like cornered on your back porch. You're like scared for your life. He just hands you a wallet. He just hands you your wallet.
What if when you open the Big Mac box, it's just a fucking flash grenade?
You open the Big Mac box. The hamburger is cut in the shape of a freaking middle finger.
I'd respect the shit out of that. The precision you would need for that, I respect it.
Wow.
The top bun is stuck. The top bun is like you remove the top bun, the ketchup is just squirted on the shape of a middle finger, flipping you off.
I'm gonna do that at work. No one would ever know. No one would ever know.
I swear, one of you two, you're gonna end up killing me on the podcast. Just how much you're making me.
I'm trying to think, what else murder-wise? Also, time check if you guys want it. We've been doing 36 minutes.
Wow, surprisingly, it hasn't been that long.
Yeah. What other murderous things could we talk about? Because there are so many ways to kill somebody. I feel like we don't need to talk about them all because that would take fucking hours. Because I feel like the ways to do that could just be infinite at this point.
How about we talk about like fictional horror icons?
There's a very particular individual who happens to look like a white bear who will be willing to fill you in on all the ways you can kill someone.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to talk to that guy. He's probably in a shed somewhere.
This is an inside joke that even Nathaniel doesn't get.
I don't know. All I'll say is he's on your wall back there.
What?
You have a plushie of who we're talking about.
I don't understand.
Well,
someone who looks like a white bear who knows pretty much every way you can kill a person.
Dude, I'm fucking blind, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, we're not gonna say it because this episode is not themed around that. But fictional.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Who is it?
Purple Cheeks.
Oh,
Purple Cheeks.
Oh, right. This guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's quite psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the topic at hand.
I'm not even kidding you, man. He actually has like encyclopedic knowledge on like all the ways you can kill people and like the history behind all the execution methods.
Yeah.
Yes, that's.
But
anyway.
Whoever said it, you're actually on something. Fictional horror icons who are notorious for killing.
I mean, we did already talk about Jigsaw, and he's one of the ones that I feel like pops up the most.
We lost air for a bit. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
But anyway, what were you saying?
Fictional horror icons who are known for their good kills and ways of doing it.
Yeah. I feel like Jigsaw is definitely up there in, like, clever kills as far as traps go.
Because he spies on people and then personalizes them.
Yeah.
So, like, that's like a home field advantage. But,
yeah,
like,
true.
I feel like another guy who, like, kills just for the sake of killing, but also has some pretty unique ideas is, a man by the name of Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because
I was thinking that same too. A lot of the kills he does in the movies are quite quite amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with Freddy Krueger. Like, I feel like they both have, like, equally, like, creative kills.
Yeah, and one of them, except one of them isn't like all like one of them doesn't kill you in your sleep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of them can kill you in your sleep. He just doesn't like kill you through your dreams.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing about if you have Freddy and Jason after you, you're screwed because Freddy will get you while you're. Freddy is getting you while you're sleeping, and Jason's out here in the awakenedness world.
Yeah.
Like, be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared to not only cry yourself to sleep, but also cry yourself back to awokeness.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm probably gonna have to throw a bit of a spoiler warning here because if it was Freddy versus Jason, it would not matter because they're both equally as strong in their own way.
Yeah.
Because like Freddy, he can just bring himself back to life because he exists in the dream world and in the living, and Jason, he just doesn't fucking die.
Yeah.
But well, you can't really if people don't you can't really say spoiler warning when both of their last movies were like a decade ago.
True. Although there is something I want to mention. It is still a fictional character, but it's from a video game. I am going to say spoiler warning for this because it just came out this year, which is Little Nightmares 2. The hunter in that game, like, he kills people and makes them into taxidermy, which I thought was kind of creative. So it's like...
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on. No. That's actually really, that's, like, really messed up, because, like, one of the things I do a lot is I watch a lot of, like, animated, horror, stories.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just gonna promote them for free, because, like, they deserve it.
Yeah.
The main place you want to go for that is Llama Art. She's really good at animating horror.
Yeah.
She's really good at animating horror stories, and she animates things narrated by Mr. Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
So both of them if you're on the YouTube OG YouTube squad, listening to the podcast, go give them both a subscription.
Yeah.
I
might link them down below just because I feel like it's worth it.
But yeah, both of them, I watch like a lot of just horror stories, even ones that's like not by them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing about these horror stories is like frequently the theme of like people like having died, and like the main protagonist of the story finds that.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was a good old fashioned pizza delivery story.
Mm-hmm.
This guy like goes to deliver a pizza, typical stuff, goes to an address that he needs, like, are you sure this is the place we gotta go to? Because, like, it's like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Rolls up on the place, it looks pretty sketch,
Yeah.
If
that was me, they'd be getting their pizza in the driveway, and I'm not going anywhere near. I'd just throw a rock at the house.
Here's your pizza.
Yeah, worth losing my job over losing my life.
But yeah, basically, guy rolls up on the place after checking the address like 3 times, sees it sketch, typical business, goes up to the door, the person rolls up on the door, is like, hey, can you come out back real quick? No. And it's like, okay, I get, and then pizza guy's like, all right, I guess I'm doing this now. Yeah. They go to the back, and they look up at the back door, and see, the thing about this story in particular is like, you hear like someone's like at the door, they like try to get their attention. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they actually look in the house owner's window, which, by the way, don't do that. Yeah. Very much illegal. Yeah. But looks in the house owner's window and sees a figure standing at the back door, is like, okay, maybe I should go out back so I can give them their goddamn pizza and get paid. Mm-hmm. But goes back there, and they find that the figure in the back door was actually a taxidermied human.
Oh, fuck that.
And I'm pretty sure what happened. I'm pretty sure, like, as they were running away back to their car, they saw, like, the figure of the person who was there.
Mhm.
And it's like, it's just all kinds of, nah, I don't want any part of this. But
Yeah,
like,
that's fucked.
But yeah,
Continue. I'll tell
my
mine later.
Yeah, that came to my mind because
Taxidermy.
it came to, yeah.
What?
What?
I don't get what he's talking about.
We were talking about taxidermy.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So what was your
But,
thing you
yeah.
wanted to say?
Me?
Yeah, I thought you said you wanted to.
Oh, right. When you were talking about the hunter and how he taxidermied, that brought up a particular movie of mine that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Have you two ever heard of the movie The House of Wax?
I was literally gonna say that. Yeah, that movie. Like you talk about the original.
Basically, if you guys haven't seen, for anyone watching or listening, if you haven't seen The House of Wax, basically the concept is that the killer kills his victims and basically turns them into wax statues.
It's fucking terrifying. When I watched it for the first time, it messed with me.
There's 3 movies about this. There's the 2005 one, which everyone knows about, which was actually a remake of a movie from 1957, also called The House of Wax, which was also a remake of a 1933 movie called The Mystery of the Wax Museum.
God, that's a lot.
So it's a remake of a remake, essentially.
Yeah. The 2005 one is the one that everyone knows.
Also stars Paris Hilton.
Yeah. Does it? Shit. Does it?
Yeah. And Paris Hilton dies.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I just thought of a way you could reenact that, but like for real cheap.
What?
How?
So buy either a bunch of candles or a bunch of crayons, melt them down, and once you kill someone, just like pour it on them.
Yeah. Because there was like one scene, like where like he chipped away at his face. You know what I'm talking about, Nate?
I think so.
Well, that scene in particular, I was like, oh god, that's fucking terrifying.
Because, like, why would you have candles inside of a wax museum?
Yeah.
Lit candles, no less.
Wax museums are creepy.
Because pretty much anything revolving around humans that aren't actually human,
yeah,
it's just terrifying.
It's
Mannequins,
the uncanny
wax
valleyness of
humans.
It's uncanny.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh, I know. I actually want to talk about and I want to talk about a very particular case.
Okay.
Well, a couple of them actually, because like I said, I watch a lot of creepy videos, and 2 of them are kind of centered around possible two mysteries basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Both of which I think you can actually find the videos for on YouTube.
Okay.
Which is not a great start. So the first one, have either of you seen a video by the name of I Feel Fantastic?
I might
Oh,
have.
man.
I think I did, yeah.
I remember that video. That video was so weird.
For those of you who are unaware, I Feel Fantastic is a video featuring a very weird humanoid android machine.
Oh,
And she sings a song called I Feel Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. God, it was weird.
It is for I mean, there's parts of the video that are just like they cut to random footage, and that's pretty creepy. But like even the part where it's just like her singing,
Yeah.
I don't fully know her name. I think it's like Tara or something. But like even the part where it's
Tara,
just her
yeah.
singing, for even the part where it's just her singing, it's like for no reason at all, just really creepy.
Yeah, it's really unsettling.
And on the topic of today's video, there was a theory around Tara where apparently this was actually created by a serial killer who killed his victims. And the things the robot said were what he wanted his victims to say. And there was a random cut to the backyard, which apparently is where he buried his victims, which was not true at all.
Well, another theory was that Tara, or whatever her name is, she was just
Tara.
modeled. She was just modeled after one of the victims.
Yeah.
But that's just a mystery. The second one is a confirmed death, but on the flip side, it's also not confirmed that it's like a murder.
Okay.
Although you could probably consider it one. I have access to the internet, like, at my disposal. I'm just gonna quickly, well, quickly is a relative statement if it decides to actually work at all. I'm gonna do, like, just a quick search, to, like, get the name of the person.
Okay.
Because, like, though this is like a well-known mystery, for some reason I just don't know. Okay. Someone who's apparently named... Someone by the name of, like, Alyssa Lamb.
Okay.
So maybe this is, like, the wrong case and, like, Google's just screwing me over. But basically, the story is that, like, there's, like, this video of, like, a woman's, like, last moments on Earth. She's just, like, standing in a hotel elevator.
Mm-hmm.
She stayed at, like, a hotel in, like, Los Angeles or something.
Yeah.
I seen that video.
Last known video of her existence is just like her in a hotel elevator looking around, acting kind of sketch, kind of like almost like she's like keeping almost like she's like keeping watch.
I forgot
she's like
about
keeping
that.
watch. See, the video depicts her like standing in an elevator and she's like looking around all nervous, like she's about to like get attacked.
Yeah.
And like that's like the last known video of her existence.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden she disappears, and like 3 weeks later they just find her body in the hotel's water tower.
I remember that.
How it got there.
Yeah,
that was fucked.
That video was weird.
There was just such an unsettlingness to it, because just like, what is she afraid of right now? Like, it was weird.
So, yeah, it was labeled an accident, but in the words of Ethan or Crank Gameplays, that really doesn't seem like it should have been labeled an accident and something that should have been looked into.
Yeah. I feel like... So the case was just closed after that, right?
Yeah, they just, like... They couldn't really find... Once they couldn't find any, like, clear-cut case of, like, any cause, they just labeled it an accident and cut the case. But, like, really should have, like, delved into, like, so many details, like who was checked into the hotel.
I feel like it's unprofessional not to do that at that point.
Like, they should have ran the hotel, like, check-ins. They should have, like...
Questioned people.
They should have, like, traced people's credit cards, tracked down where they live, questioned all of them.
They should have checked people that were on the same floor of where she was and stuff. Like, there should have been a lot more into that than there was.
like security cameras monitor every single person that entered and exited the building.
Yeah, it just seems unprofessional that they didn't go deeper into it. I don't know. It is weird.
But like the fact that her body is just randomly found in a water tower after sitting there for presumably up to 3 weeks,
Yeah.
it's like, and the thing about it's like, well, maybe she just like threw herself in the water tower. It's like, no, that's not possible. When they inspected the hotel, they found that the water tower was on a roof that had like no access point.
It's weird.
So, like, how would if she did get murdered? How would the person even get up there
Well,
to
because
dispose of the body?
Because as shameful as it is to say this, serial killers like typically have tech. Like
Yeah.
someone who is probably like hunting her down. Was probably like ready to like with I don't know like say a grappling hook, like ready to grapple up to the roof, climb up there, and like be ready to like hit her.
Unfortunate as it is, they're usually very prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just this random event happens, woman randomly dies, goes missing. Last trace of evidence of her is like on YouTube, and it's like just labeled an accident.
It's weird. Just like, when was that? Like, what year did that happen in?
Hold on.
Because it wasn't incredibly long ago, I don't think.
Hold on. Let's see. What year?
Well, it's just really unsettling when you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
What year was Alyssa Lamb found? 2013.
Oh, so it was quite a while. It was over a decade ago. Or, no. Was it? No.
10-year-old Hey, yeah, hold on. Listen.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
The Vanishing at Cecil Hotel tells the story of Alyssa Lamb, a 21-year-old college student from Canada who went missing from Los Angeles' Cecil Hotel, eventually found dead in 2013 in the building's water tower.
Is that hotel still open, do you think? Do you think they caught a major lawsuit?
Hold on. Cecil Hotel, Los Angeles.
Sorry, guys, for those who are listening. This is on track to what we're talking about, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, it was open.
Damn.
It's still open.
Bro, we trying to go there one day and gather more evidence.
It has 3.1 stars.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's just an average hotel.
There's obviously something wrong about it. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about for this topic?
Oh!
What?
I was looking at the reviews for Cecil Hotel. Check out what this one says. It's a 1-star review. Area around sink dirty. The water tastes bad.
Oh.
When was that?
Does the review say what year? If it says 2013, I'm terrified. If it says 2013, I'm terrified.
What?
It just says like it's like a picture. I clicked on it. I don't know. But that's weird.
Yeah.
Honestly, that could be just the like if that was actually from 2013, that would be terrifying. But if it wasn't from 2013, if it was like later, then it's probably just poor maintenance.
Yeah. Still though.
I feel like these people should be frequently checking their water tower.
Yeah. They just check it again tomorrow. There's like 10 bodies.
Find
in there.
another body.
Think about it this way. If you owned, like, let's say public property like a hotel, like, let's say you owned, like, a place where people go in a lot.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you own, like, I don't know, a restaurant or, like, a hotel. Like, let's say you own a place like that. And one day, like, there's just a murder scene and, like, someone is found dead in, like, a really odd place. Would you not make it protocol to have that place checked frequently?
You'd be dumb if you didn't. So, something tells me they don't check it often. They just check it, there's like 10 bodies in there. That would be fucked.
It's just a pile of bones.
Oh, God.
There's no water anymore.
It's just
no water
bone.
anymore.
It's bone broth.
It's just bones.
Oof.
Imagine dying to bone.
To bones.
But yeah.
Okay, well, since this is like a whole murder thing, if you had the opportunity, would you not kill someone with bones?
I
don't know how you would pull that off. Actually, no. I could figure out a few ways.
I think it'd be funny.
I would totally kill someone with bones, and then as like my killer calling card, I would just leave a note that says, "Imagine dying to bones."
That would be so douchey. I'd have to respect it.
Wow.
Imagine dying to bones.
To bones.
Damn.
But
Well-
yeah, it's like that's Alyssa Lamb is like one of the biggest mysteries in, I'd say, pretty much all of the United States.
Yeah, it's really weird.
A lot of the cases that you would find, they're not like mysteries anymore. They're easily solved, but they're just still perplexing at how this shit could possibly happen.
Yeah, because just like...
It's like, here's the thing, what did it? It's like, did she actually just scale up the hotel like Suction Cup Man and just throw herself into the water tower? Or
Was it like a person that killed her, or was it like something supernatural? Like, there's no way of knowing.
And that's the thing. They just said they found her body in the water tower. I don't think they found any traces of like way of murder.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah,
if someone,
like,
because like if someone's murdered, you could find like, I don't know, say like wounds from like a weapon,
Yeah.
like tears in the skin or something.
Yeah.
or sign of forced entry.
Yeah.
But it's like they did, like you think if they inspected her body and like they found her, you think like the public would know what had been the cause of it, and like on the news they'd be like, body of Alyssa Lamb found in Cecil Hotel's water tower, body shows marks of like strangulation or something. Like, you'd think if they found something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't say anything about what caused her death. It's like she just died from a heart attack.
They really shouldn't have closed that case when they did.
But another thing, I actually just remembered this one, so actually I have 3 for you.
Okay.
This one's also related to the topic, of course, but so I don't know if any of you remember this, but there was like a trend with like this certain app. I don't even have the foggiest idea of what it was called, but basically the way it worked is you would like, it would ask you, "Hey, what are you looking for today?" And you'd give it an answer, like, say, I don't know, tasty, happy, good, like, you know, you give it an idea, and what it would do is it would actually give you like a GPS coordinates for something that like it's your description.
Mm-hmm.
The worst part about it is that it would actually kind of work. Let me explain. This guy tells the app, "Hey, I'm looking for something tasty today." The app gives him a GPS coordinates. When he arrives, there's like a can of Coca-Cola sitting there.
Don't like that.
Now, here's where the theme comes in. All right, are you all on the edge of your seats?
Yeah.
Because
hang on.
person.
All right, I'm on the edge now.
Hang on, let me back up. All right, here we go.
All right. I applaud the bit. So,
all right,
here's where the theme comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So these people say like, "Hey, we want something like mysterious."
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
The GPS points them somewhere, and it turns out to be a beach. And I don't know, maybe they find something like a buried treasure or something, you know. But what they were actually pointed to was just this random suitcase sitting in the rocks.
Oh wait, I think I heard about this.
Okay.
So you typically know how a beach is. There's like, the ocean, and there's sand, and then there's rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally. It's like Green Bay. Not Green Bay, Greenbrier.
Well, yeah, it's like the beach, and then there's like the water, there's the beach, which is the sand, and there's rocks, and then it's the rocks typically, like, there's like a cliffside that leads up to like normal grassy turf.
Yeah.
These people are like walking along the grassy turf, and they like look down in the rock section, and like they just see this suitcase, and that's where it's like the app's like, "Hey fam, check this out."
Yeah.
When they approached the suitcase, they didn't want to touch it because it smelled horrible.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Oh.
So
what's in the suitcase?
The police and like, "Yo, we found this suitcase on the beach. It smells horrible. We don't want to touch it." So the police come up. Turns out it has human remains in it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh God, no.
I mean, the app wasn't lying. That's fucking mysterious.
But like, the thing is, like, how did it know?
I don't like that. The app had to be I doubt that app even still exists. There's no way in hell.
It's like, it's not even the only thing, like, it's not even the only thing it's done. Like, people have, like, "Hey, I want something," like, pretty sure, flat out, there was a case where someone typed in evil, and what they found was, like, just this old woman on the sidewalk looking at them, giving them, like, the nastiest look you've ever seen in your life.
Just imagine typing, "I want something scary."
What would you find?
I don't fucking want to think about it.
I'm pretty sure someone did that, and what they found was a figure walking after their car.
Oh, fantastic. You just typed
what?
No, I'm not gonna actually say that.
Yeah, it's best you don't, because like this podcast is rated TV at most, or TVMA actually. We're at the TV-14, TVMA around there. So we're not gonna go diving into like NSFW territory.
Nah.
But anyway, with the talk of phone apps, I just been reminded of a movie. It's pretty fucking terrible, but
Countdown.
It was basically an app that basically told you when you were gonna die.
Countdown.
And it basically killed you somehow.
Yep, that movie was
I don't know if it's
supernatural
terrible. Or somebody else killed you. I've only seen the trailer.
It was like some
some
demon girl.
So basically, millennials' rendition of The Ring.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, pretty much. The movie was terrible.
What is it with evil and little girls?
I don't know.
Like, there's so many like movies around that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and even some video games.
One of our video games has a character that's a little girl, and she's pretty freaking evil.
Yeah.
Like, when I think of a creepy little girl, I either think of the Ring Girl, or, and I actually think about this more, Alma Wade from the Fear video games. You probably haven't heard of Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Really great game. You should try it when you have the proper things to it.
But, like, it's like weird how you could go on, like, say, just like you could just go on YouTube and find videos that are like related to like possible murder cases,
Yeah.
or in the case of that phone app, a literal murder case,
Yeah.
like an actual suitcase on the beach.
You gotta think, like, who was running that app? It had to be, like, a serial killer.
Oh shit. There's also, like, I mentioned this in one of the other videos. There was a YouTube video, and it's still up, of actually someone recording their own death.
Oh.
Yuri Lipsky, who drowned in the blue hole of the Red Sea.
Didn't you talk about that in the ocean video?
Yeah, I talk about that in the ocean video, I think.
Yeah.
It's really creepy. And, like, at one point, it kind of just cuts to, like, I guess it was looking up, which I assume that's, like, the last thing that you would see.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
I just remembered another very odd video.
Okay.
What was it?
The video was either just the actual ramblings of a genuine serial killer or the world's best actor.
Okay.
I'm sure people at home have heard of have seen the dating tape of Tony.
Yes! I don't know how to feel about that video, because it seems way too real.
Huh?
It seems way too real.
There's a video of like a guy attempting to make like a dating tape. It's like, and he like calls himself Tony, but he frequently messes up his script, or like he gets interrupted by like agonizing screams from like in his house, or like cuts of footage of him like outside other people's houses.
Yeah.
And it's like this video is either the ramblings of an actual serial killer or the world's best actor.
I honestly never heard or seen this video, and if I have, I must have the memory of a fucking rock, because I don't know.
I'll link it to you after we're done.
Okay, and I will brace myself. And before this is just a random fact. Before I actually did this, while I'm doing this, I'm not wearing any pants, because I know I'm about to crap them.
I did not know where you were going with that, so I got really scared. But did we want to go ahead and wrap up here? We're approaching an hour, 15 minutes.
This is getting a bit too awkward.
Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and end it here for today?
But yeah, this started out all gritty and serious, took a bit of a comedic turn.
Yeah.
And then we dove into the legends.
Yeah.
Like the mysteries.
All focused around death.
Yeah.
Well,
that seems about it. If you enjoyed today's podcast, stay tuned for the next episode. And be sure to subscribe to all of our channels, because if you don't, Monk's gonna break your fucking legs.
Yeah, that too. Alright, well, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Hold on.
Oh,
What?
Okay, something we used to do but didn't, because we've stopped like planning the podcast so far ahead. We'd actually like announce what next week's theme was gonna be.
Did we want to do that real quick?
I mean, did you?
Yeah, sure, why not? So next week, we will be talking about, what would we do during a zombie apocalypse? We're probably fucked.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we have actually, no, I'm just gonna save all that for the next podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you, or you'll hear us in the next podcast.
Alright, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.